The Wise Girl and the Broken Scales. Once upon a time, in a peaceful village surrounded by green hills and clear rivers, there lived a kind and clever girl named Lila. She lived with her grandmother in a small wooden house near the edge of the village. Lila's parents had passed away when she was very young, so her grandmother raised her with love and care. They didn't have much money, but they had a garden, a few chickens, and most importantly, each other. Lila was known in the village for her honesty and clever thinking. She helped her grandmother with the garden, cooked meals, and read books from the village school. Her dream was to become a teacher one day and help other children learn. In the same village lived a rich man named Mr. Gopal. He owned many shops and fields and had a big house in the center of the village. People respected him because of his wealth, but they also feared him. Mr. Gopal was not kind. He loved money more than people and often cheated poor villagers by using broken weights and dishonest scales in his shop. One day, Lila and her grandmother needed to buy rice, so they went to Mr. Gopal's shop. "Good day, sir," Lila greeted politely. Mr. Gopal smiled, but it was not a warm smile. "How much rice do you need, girl?" "A kilo, please," Lila replied. Mr. Gopal poured rice into a bag and placed it on his scale. But Lila noticed something strange. The scale was not balanced correctly. It looked like it was giving less rice than it should. "Excuse me, sir," Lila said gently. "I think your scale might be broken." Mr. Gopal frowned. "Are you calling me a liar?" "No, sir," Lila said calmly. "But the scale leans to one side." Mr. Gopal waved his hand. "This is my shop. If you don't like it, go somewhere else." Lila took the rice, paid the money, and left with her grandmother. But in her heart, she knew something had to be done. The clever plan. That night, Lila sat by the fire and told her grandmother about the scale. "People trust Mr. Gopal," she said, "but he is cheating them." Her grandmother nodded sadly. "Many people know, but they are afraid to speak up. They think he is too powerful." Lila thought deeply. Then an idea came to her. "Maybe we cannot stop him with anger," she said. "But what if we use wisdom?" The next morning, Lila went to school early and spoke to her teacher, Miss Mira. Miss Mira was kind and believed in justice. She listened to Lila's idea and smiled. "That is very clever, Lila. Let's do it." That afternoon, Miss Mira invited Mr. Gopal to the school to speak to the children about business. "Everyone respects you," she said. "The children can learn from your success." Mr. Gopal was proud. He liked to show off. "Of course," he said. "I will come tomorrow." The next day, the school hall was full of children. Mr. Gopal stood proudly at the front, talking about money, trade, and how he became rich. "Hard work and smart thinking," he said. "That is how I built everything." Lila raised her hand. "Sir, can you show us how to weigh rice correctly? We are learning about measurements." Mr. Gopal smiled. "Very good. Let me show you." Miss Mira brought a bag of rice and a scale. But instead of using Mr. Gopal's scale, she brought the school's measuring scale, which was tested and true. "Use ours, so the children can see clearly," she said. Mr. Gopal hesitated, but he couldn't say no in front of everyone. He placed 1 kilo of rice on the scale, but the pointer did not match. Some children whispered. Others looked confused. Maybe your rice is not a full kilo, Lila said politely. Should we test it with your shop scale? Mr. Gopal looked nervous. I left it at the shop. Miss Mira stepped in. Mr. Gopal, the children must learn to be fair. Maybe you can bring your scale tomorrow, and we can compare. Mr. Gopal had no choice but to agree. The lesson. That night, Mr. Gopal sat in his house, thinking. If he brought his own scale, people would see the truth. But if he didn't come, people would suspect something. He decided to fix his scale overnight. He called his servant and told him to make it right. The next day, Mr. Gopal brought the corrected scale to the school. He showed it to everyone. It matched perfectly with the school's scale. See, he said, my scale is honest. Lila smiled. Thank you, sir. Maybe it was a small mistake before, but now everyone will trust you again. Mr. Gopal looked at her and realized what she had done. She had not accused him in anger. She had not shouted or fought. She had shown the truth in a way that saved his pride but also changed his heart. From that day on, Mr. Gopal changed. He started treating people fairly. He gave food to the poor, fixed his other shops, and even donated money to the school. One day, he visited Lila and her grandmother. You are a clever girl, he said. You taught me a lesson I will never forget. Thank you. Lila smiled and offered him tea. You are welcome, sir. Sometimes the best way to change someone's heart is not with anger, but with wisdom and kindness. And from that day forward, the village became a better place, not just because the scales were honest, but because one brave and clever girl chose to stand up for what was right. The end.